The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to a lot of you guys here. My name is Mark Horn, and we'll be getting started in just a moment. Before we even get started, though, if you guys could type in the question box there for me, let me know that audio sounds good, and then we'll kind of dive right into it. We've got some folks from all over the globe here, and we are recording this, so I will do my best to get you the recording and get it out there for you. Audio's good, and great. So sounds good. Okay, let me get my slideshow moving here from the beginning, and we'll be good and ready to rock. So I have some really cool guests with me on here today from Redeem and Get, Rob and Kevin. Are you guys there?
How you doing, guys? How are you?
How's it going?
Nice. Yeah, these guys are from Ireland, and I've just recently kind of got in touch with them. I ended up, I do a lot of blog posting on some various blogs, and I saw a response from them, so I ended up kind of checking out what they do and what Redeem and Get does and the need that they fulfill. And I thought it was absolutely perfect, and these guys are absolutely perfect to kind of get on and do a presentation about turning one-time customers into repeat business. And so with that, we're going to dive right into it. Now, Kevin and Rob, again, I told you guys before, don't hesitate at any point to just go ahead and interrupt me. I will occasionally just start getting, I'll just start getting in the flow of things and going. But at any point, just yell out and dive right in. Okay, guys?
Will do. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
All right. Good stuff. So the first thing that we're going to be going over in order to turn customers into repeat customers, and the first thing I want you to know is that we're going to be talking about this from multiple angles. So there's the angle that you're running your daily deal site, and you want your customers to be repeat customers coming back to you, buying things from you. Now, on the flip side, the merchants that you're running through your website, the deals that you're running, those folks that are, the product owners, we also want to help these folks turn those customers into repeat customers. And if we can do that, and if somebody runs a deal through your website and the customers become raving fans of their business and they tell their friends and they keep coming back, well, there's a really good chance that they're going to want to continue to work with you, continue to advertise through, and that you can provide them with all sorts of value. So it's pretty important. And just know that we're kind of going to be talking about this from multiple different angles, both from your website and as well from the standpoint of your merchants. And a lot of the information that we're going to be going over is the kind of stuff that you might want to take some notes on, and also, go ahead and relay to the merchants that are running deals to you guys. So first thing I've got here, go above and beyond, both you and the merchant, and provide an incredible tell-a-friend type of experience. I'm sure each of you guys on here, myself included, has visited a website or a business and just been blown away, to the point where you leave that website, you leave that business, and you want to hop on Facebook or you want to hop on Twitter and be like, I just had the best meal ever, or I just had the best experience ever from these guys. And it's basically when you walk into a business, like from start to finish, every single bit of interaction plays into that. And so if we can go above and beyond, both yourself, and if we can get your merchants when people are redeeming deals to really go above and beyond, that by far is the most important thing. And it kind of leads us into, the unique writing style and who you are. It's really important to let your persona shine through on every bit of your sales copy, in your support desk if people are asking support questions, on every bit of communication with your merchants, on your About Us, literally everything that your company does. You want your persona to shine through. You want folks to know who they're dealing with, and you want them to, just be blown away. And I can't really stress that enough. And, it definitely seems blatantly obvious that to do that, but that's the fact of the matter. If you can provide exceptional service, if you can let your persona shine through, you're going to get repeat customers. You know what I mean? And it just becomes really easy. Tie all this in with your hook. There's a really funny rap song. It was from some guys who are actually from Atlanta, and it's basically like the hook of the song is, what's your hook going to be? Each and every one of you, most all of you guys and gals on this webinar have some sort of hook from your website, whether or not it's the cause marketing partner or that you help out, whether or not it's like the tone of voice that you use, whether or not it's some unique kind of technology that you've implemented. In one way or another, you've got a hook, and you need to amplify that hook and use it to your advantage. If you do not yet even know what your hook is, I would definitely recommend to spend some time and figure out exactly what your hook is and really put some time and effort into that. And because that hook can really take you and can differentiate yourself, it can separate yourself, and can really make your business stand apart. Now, the final thing about standing apart from your competitors is just originality and uniqueness. I just briefly mentioned cause marketing. But cause marketing and your differential advantage, it's huge. There's quite a few daily deal sites, and I know a lot of our clients, a lot of you guys have cause marketing partners. If you don't yet have a cause marketing partner, I recommend to do that. Cause marketing is incredible, and it's the kind of thing where if somebody buys from you and they know that you also support this cause marketing partner, this company that helps people, they feel good about their purchase. My wife owns like 4 pairs of Tom's shoes, and Tom's basically, their whole hook is that anytime you buy a pair of shoes, that they're going to go and give a pair of shoes to somebody in need. And literally, like, Maria just will walk in a store and she'll buy a pair of shoes where the materials cost like just a couple dollars to actually put the thing apart. But she'll spend like $30 or $40 on these pair of shoes. She'll leave feeling incredibly great about it. Not only that though, like the shoes aren't the most, like they're not the greatest things in the world. However, she puts them on and subconsciously she thinks they're just the most comfortable things in the world. And how part of that is because it's a feel-good type of purchase. Like she knows that these guys are helping other people. And anytime that you can incorporate that into your business, it's going to make you stand out a lot more. It's going to make it so that you have to spend less money on advertising because you become newsworthy. People want to talk about people that are doing good for, that are doing good for the world. And so, like whether or not you want to focus on your particular area, like whether or not you've got like some sort of connection to some kind of charity or just something, I highly recommend digging into that even further and really making that a part of your hook, especially in the daily deal industry. And, with the daily deal industry, a whole goal is to have these folks becoming repeat customers. And so with that in mind, if somebody's a repeat customer and you've got an incredible cause marketing partner, you've got a great hook that people know when they buy from you, that a certain percentage of their orders going to, just anything. The sky's the limit. And there's tons of folks out there, tons of charities. It's just going to make them want to buy from you more. It's going to make them feel better about purchasing. It's going to make them want to tell their friends, and it's going to make them want to keep coming back more and more. And so, that's some really big stuff to do. And I do know, and I've spoken with a lot of you guys on this call and this webinar that are doing that, and just keep doing what you're doing there, and really make that a part of your press releases, make that a part of just about every bit of content that you release. You definitely don't want to gloat about it. You don't want to brag like, look, we're changing the world, we're helping out this charity. However, spin it in a way and just tell the truth about who you're helping, how you're helping, and why you're helping. And there's tons of businesses out there. For the most part, businesses are just looking for profits. If you can separate yourself and be a little bit different and make it obvious that, sure, your business is looking to make some money. However, you also have a greater goal in mind. It's going to help every single bit of aspect, and more importantly, turn those customers into repeat customers. And that is the whole theme of today's presentation. So I've got a slide here.
Absolutely, Mark. I'll just jump in there quickly.
Yep.
Sorry, Mark. Sorry about that. Just jumping in there quickly. This business, although it's only been around a couple of years, it's always been promoted as a win-win-win business. And I think if you're the publisher that goes that little bit further to make sure your merchant gets the best experience and turns their customers or their customers into repeat business, then they'll be happy to come back to you again as the publisher. It's about reinforcing that win-win-win. Yes, you're out there, make a bit of money, everybody's out there for that same experience, but if you can deliver that little bit extra for your merchant to make sure that their customers come back to them, they're going to continue to come back to you.
Yeah, it's the whole point of everything, and that's awesome. And you guys, Kevin and Rob, they like with Redeem and Get, and we'll talk a little bit more about their services and what they do. They do a really cool service, and it basically came about because they were involved in the deal industry and they saw this need for what they do, and in a little bit towards the end, we're going to get more involved in exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it, whatnot. But it's really, really cool, and I'm excited for it. Now, this slide is pretty cool right here. Outdo your competitors and wow your customers. Outsmart, outlead, outcare, outmaneuver, outinvest, outlisten, outconnect, outgive, outlearn, outwork, outspend, outrespect, outinnovate, outrisk, outpersevere, outinspect, outproduce, outrisk, outlove. Now that's a mouthful saying all that right there, but if you really think about it, take a look at that. I encourage you to even write that down. Always on a day-to-day basis, outdo your competitors, outsmart them, outlead them, outcare them, outcare your customers, outmaneuver your competitors. Like if you can outdo your competitors, if you can go above and beyond and just simply put, pure focus on wowing your customers, your business is going to flourish. There is a lot of deal sites that get launched and then they drop out rather quickly. And it's not because they don't have the drive, and it's not because they don't have the motivation or the technology, but it has something to do with they're not giving it all, like giving it their all. They're not outdoing their competitors. They're not outsmarting them. You need to think out of the box and really put some focus on that. I got this from a blog post by a guy named Seth Godin. I'm not sure if many of you guys follow Seth Godin. He's a brilliant, brilliant marketer. I encourage you to follow him because every single day I get this blog post from him. It's really short. However, it just really inspires me to, it's just brilliant marketing stuff. But this came from him the other day, and I thought it was absolutely perfect here. And, this really does tie in. By outdoing your competitors, wowing your customers, you're going to get repeat customers. Bar none, hands down, you definitely are going to do it. Now, these right here are kind of common sense. Stand apart from your competitors again, but you want to incentivize the desired actions. Now, what I mean for this, if you want a repeat customer, well, ask for them to come back. And you'll be really surprised what just asking somebody to come back can do. Just a simple thing, come on back, tell your friends. Like, actually telling people to do that is crazy. I've done some split tests on some websites, and basically I was split testing to get opt-in rates. I wanted to get the highest opt-in rate possible. What I always found is by directly instructing the people what I wanted them to do, we always got the highest conversion rate. So right now, enter your name and email, and you'll get instant access to this. Always converts better to just, you're going to get instant access if you simply enter your name and email. Like, literally tell the people what they want, that you want them to come back. And this also, again, going back to what I was saying earlier, this relates not only to just you, but the merchants that you're working with. Just simply ask, and ask, and don't be afraid to ask people to, look, hey, if you really enjoyed your time today, get on Facebook, tell your friends. We would love for you to be a guerrilla marketer, a street team marketer, and help our business out. And you'll be really surprised at what you can actually accomplish just by asking. Innovate. Innovation is key, especially in the deal industry. On just about every webinar that I hold with you guys, I'm always putting some focus on innovation. And you guys all know that we've got a very large development team. If you have any cool ideas, like any kind of upgrades or things that are going to make you stand apart, like a little bit more, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll get you a statement of work and let you know what's entailed to make it happen. Innovation and the people who are staying on top of the game, especially in the deal industry, because the barrier to entry is very low, are the folks who are going to stay around, be around, potentially one day get bought out, and with a nice big buyout deal. But innovation is key. Always put focus on that, and that is one way that folks are going to want to come back is if you are innovative in any way possible. A big thing is connecting with your customers and really putting focus on ease of use. Nowadays, with the mobile devices, and just in the States here, just about 50% of all cell phones are smartphones. People are using their cell phones more and more and more. And so the goal that you need to put some focus on is making it as easy as humanly possible. Humans are lazy, and we're getting lazier and lazier by the day, it seems. That the more technology we have, the lazier we get, it seems. So with your website, really try and put some focus on making things easy to use, and connecting with your customers, and by doing that, again, it's just going to help encourage that repeat buy. Humor. We've done entire webinars about humor, and about, kind of taking a look at the folks that are using humor, how to do it, the various types of humor, but it's big. And if you ever have a really good experience, and I'll give you a real-life example here. I was flying out to the Grand Canyon a couple weeks ago for one of my friend's wedding, and Southwest Airlines just came to Atlanta. And so basically, me and all my friends, we go, and we're waiting at Southwest Gate, and these guys were incredibly funny. It wasn't like pushing any boundaries. It wasn't the kind of thing that made us not like them, but it was basically like they were just talking on the intercom, instructing us how to board their plane, and they really put some humor into it. Myself, my friends, and just about every single person in line was dying laughing. And I left there being a big fan of Southwest just because of that humor. And that not only works in the deal industry, it works in just about any industry. If you can properly use humor and connect with your folks and get people to laugh, get people to smile, that's going to make them have really great fuzzy bunny feelings about your business, want to come back and want to tell their friends and do more. And a large part of getting repeat business is not just getting that one person who bought to come back and buy again. It's getting that one person to buy and be so blown away that they want to go tell their friends how much they loved your service. Not only do they come and buy again, but they bring other people coming with them, and they basically become an affiliate for you. And that's the whole goal of it. And so I always recommend, especially in the deal industry, Woot.com, those guys are one of the first players in our industry here, and they're always a trip to go and visit their website and just take a look at their copy. It's absolutely hysterical, but it gets sales. You know what I mean? And it also makes people want to come back. It kind of brings people back to their website. And like me personally, I visit Woot.com very, very often. I'm not looking to buy anything from Woot, but more often than not, I'll go there, I'll read their hysterical copy, and then I'll actually look at the great deal. They've got a countdown running, and the psychological triggers basically get me, and I'm like, well, dang it, I need this, and I end up making a purchase that I never needed, never even wanted, but their humor snagged me in, and then the countdown timer and the price just pushed me over the edge right there. So that's the kind of goal right there. I do also encourage you to take a look at the leaders in our industry. The Woots.com, the Amazon Gold Box, the Groupon, the Living Social. Those guys are they're not doing everything right by any means. However, they do have huge user bases, and they're doing really well at using humor, using characters, and really connecting with folks. Providing great deals from great merchants. There's something I always like to think, and you can't make a bad business good by offering one of their products on their website. If a business has poor customer service, if they've got a poor quality product, you could sell as many products as you want to, but the fact of the matter is that you're going to make your customers unhappy. They're not going to become repeat customers. They're going to talk bad about it. Folks are a lot more likely to talk poorly about you than they are if they have a bad experience than they are if to talk great about you if they have a good experience. You know what I mean? So one bad experience can literally ruin your website. Most important thing for you to put some focus on is pleasing your merchants, working with quality merchants. People who provide standout products, great customer service and who are willing to work with you, work with their new customers that they get, and really, just crush the daily deal. That is the deal industry. It's all about the deal. It's all about, basically putting great merchants with customers and connecting those two. Excuse me one second. And that kind of leads into the, superb customer service and always show appreciation to your customers. There's something, and it's always a big kind of thing that the customers, excuse me, I'm sure you've heard it that, folks saying the customers are always right. Well, the fact of the matter is that the customers are not always right. However, if you want to keep them as a customer, they are. So, that decision is up to you. At any point in time, by all means, tell the person if they're not right. If you decide to do that, they're not going to be a customer. That's really what it comes down to. So with that in mind, unless somebody is completely off their bonkers and it's better for you to just be like, look, we don't want your business, well then tell them and get them out of there. But for the most part, the customers are always right. And, well, as long as you want to keep them as a customer, then they are. And the first time I was kind of thinking about that, and we deal with a lot of clients, a lot of customers, and there's a lot of different times when, we get upset, we get angry at customers, but when you really think about it, your customers are the most important thing to your business. Without your customers, you have nothing. You know what I mean? And so in your position right now, your whole goal is to just have superb customer service. Show your persona, like I was saying earlier, through your customer service. Don't be afraid to spend extra time on your customer service, because that little extra time that you do spend makes you stand apart from the crowd. It's going to make people just excited about doing business with you. Like, for the most part on the internet, folks have this premonition that because it's an internet business, that they're going to have bad customer support. And it's kind of like a thing that people just think. And, it happens quite a bit with us where people write in being like, wow, I expected you guys to have really poor customer service, but you're getting back to me quickly. You're not afraid to get on the phone with me, talk to me, and that's cool. And by providing really good service, it's just, in my personal opinion, with our company, that's the biggest thing that gets us repeat customers. And we've got a lot of different software services and products, but, by connecting, by always trying to do the right thing, by always working with our customers, it makes folks trust you, it makes them like you, and it's going to make them want to come back for more. So I've got here, this is big. Amazon has their act together. Now, if you've ever ordered something from Amazon, pretty much on every screen right after that, it's going to give you recommendations on things that you would probably like. This is a screenshot, I logged in, and it recommends the lean startup because I ordered rework. And you can see there, right there, recommended because you purchased this. Recommended because you purchased this. And so when it does that, it's brilliant. And you could potentially implement and do something like that too. If you know that a customer only orders coupons to these types of things, well, what kind of complimentary services can you offer that person will also like? And more importantly, can you mimic and model the way that Amazon recommends those products? If you can do that, this absolutely kills it for Amazon. It does so incredibly well because more often than not, people take a look at these Amazon recommendations and they realize, they investigate and they end up buying. But it's brilliant the way they do this, and I highly recommend to learn a little bit about Amazon and how they do that and whatnot. And if you can implement that kind of thing and you can offer these complimentary products, it's going to be great for you, and it's just going to further encourage that repeat customer.
Mark, just from the merchant side of things, there also, I've seen it a fair bit, certainly in Europe, where they're running a specific daily deal for a certain product or a service, but they use that opportunity to also offer an additional service of theirs, potentially upselling before the customer gets there, or even through our system, there's a couple of questions which you can ask of the customer which can pre-qualify something that they might like for a future offer, or even to ask them would they like an additional service when they're actually coming to the salon or the restaurant, helping them upsell so they can get to the door. You know,
Brilliant.
it's all about providing that all-round service for the merchant and helping them follow through from start to finish, because not everybody in a restaurant or a salon is a salesperson and has the ability to upsell. But if you can do this for them beforehand, you're again offering an all-round experience and a better experience for them.
Nice. And redeem and get, I like when I got in y'all system and checked it out, I didn't see anything. You guys have a component that does similar type stuff that pre-qualifies?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we've got 5 fully editable questions. Okay, they can be used to pre-qualify their deal customers' wants and likes, and in turn offer the better suited complementary products. So it's great for their database afterwards, knowing that customer A is into product B. It can help them tailor an upsell. It can help them upsell on the day, and turn those customers into repeat business.
Nice. Good stuff. That's cool to hear. All right. Now, we've got a couple slides here about awkward coupon redemption. It's something I like to call ACR. This started because my wife and I, we got a daily deal to this restaurant, and we went into the restaurant, and, you know, like from the site we got it at, we had it, I completely forgot to print out the voucher and everything, and I basically just had my phone there. After the dinner was over, the server came over, and I held up my phone, and the server looked at me like she had never even seen what a phone was, and she was like, "I don't know what you're showing me. What are you doing?" So she immediately left. She went and got a manager. The manager came back and like mumbled a little bit and was like, "Oh, that's not." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And then he came back like 3 minutes later, and he was like, "Oh, okay." And he basically took my phone, and it took like 20 minutes, and it literally was the most awkward act of redeeming the coupons. Now, the whole while, there's customers sitting around who are like, what the heck are these people doing? Why are they showing the phone to these people, and why are these people looking at this guy's phone like they don't know what it is? It just turned into a real awkward thing. That basically sparked me to think about how awkward it is a lot of times to redeem coupons. And so there's a few things, and I'm going to have Kevin and Rob kind of jump in a little bit in the next few slides as well to go over it. But some things that you always want to make sure that you tell the merchants that you're running the website, be sure that the folks offering the coupon, be sure that they've actually instructed all of their employees that they're running a deal, and with whom the deal is going through. A quick phone call or question to the hostess can take care of it. When somebody goes in and they tell you that, hey, just so you know, I'm using a coupon here, if they have no idea, it makes for a little bit of an awkward thing. So you want the business and all parties involved in the business, the employees, to know who you're running with.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, I had to learn the hard way on this. Coming from a sales background in one of the major publishers in the daily deal industry, I did have to learn the hard way about this. After a couple of times, I really realized that involving your merchant's team and making sure that they're educated in what's going on is crucial to the success of the deal. Each representative of that business is responsible for providing an excellent experience for the customer. That's the only way they can turn those customers into repeat business. You've got to let your staff envision the longevity of the potential relationship if they all get it right. It's as simple as that. If they're not on board, then all it takes is one person to give a bad experience, and we all know how negative word of mouth can spread.
Yep. So, you also want to empower the employees to take care of everything. Like in my particular instance, the server had to go get a manager and really just didn't know anything. And they had, the manager had to take time out of what they were doing to come and take care of it. You want things to run smoothly. You want things to be streamlined. So the employees need to be empowered to make sure that, if folks bring in physical coupons, they're marked as redeemed, and just, make it so that the manager doesn't have to run around and get involved every time that someone else redeems a coupon. We've got here, if the customer hasn't printed out, and again, in a moment, I'll kind of let Kevin and Rob, I'll let you guys kind of talk a little bit about redeem and get, but because they take care of a lot of this, and they basically automate a lot of the process. However, if the customer hasn't printed out the voucher, the restaurant itself should actually have a branded printout that's brought with the checkout so that the customer can write down their unique coupon ID. Now, again, this can be automated. This can all be done online. The merchant can get that email information, everything. But most offline businesses don't realize the importance of capturing information to be able to follow up with their customers. Again, if you can simply capture that information and you can follow up with an email, you can follow up with a phone call and say, hey, thank you so much for coming into our business. We'd love to have you back. In fact, we'd love to have you back so much that we'll give you 10% off. That is like a surefire way to get folks coming back into your business. And so, if you're at a point right there and your merchants are running a deal, just, you can have them do a printout right now that could basically say, thanks for using, insert your deal site name, write your coupon ID here, but you can also add things like, please tell us how your experience was with us. Please tell us what we can improve on. Please go tell your friends how much you like the place, and you can really instruct people. And again, going back to one of the first things I was saying is the importance of actually telling people to come back and see you. And if you actually tell people, well, come back, order with us again, come back, walk in our door again and do that, the chances of them actually doing that and coming back are increased greatly. All right, yeah, and I just kind of went over this, but on the actual printout, just be sure to have space so that the customer can have their email address, be notified. It's a great place, like I was just saying. Remember to tip on your retail price, not on the discounted price. There's a lot of things about when businesses run daily deals, like kind of fine print items, and on this printout, if you did do it that way, that is a great spot to remind folks, look, you need to tip on the actual price, not just the discounted price. Your servers aren't, they're still getting paid on tips. And then also, please tell us how your experience went with us today. Kevin or Rob, you guys really take a lot about this component with Redeem and Get. If you want to kind of go over just a little bit about kind of what you guys do, what your service does, and how you kind of fix and help this, and also encourage the repeat buyer, that'd be great.
No probs, no probs. So as I said, a good few of us are coming from a publisher's background, and the great thing about this industry is being able to send lots and lots of customers to these local merchants. The disconnect, or the problem, if you like, was not being able to, or even watching them trying to skim and trying to manage this when they were already busy. That was the real problem with it. We were set up to make life easier for your daily deal merchants. They can use Redeem and Get to help them manage and schedule their daily deals online. Quite simply, we're a merchant software solution built from the ground up for the daily deal space. We work closely with merchants and daily deal sites to provide a service that makes managing daily deals easy. Our platform allows you to reduce the time and cost associated with running a deal. So it reduced the time and the cost where the merchant was encountering when running a daily deal. So quite simply, as I said, we're a software system. Daily deal customers redeem online, okay, so that reduces the cost for your merchants. They don't need people to take telephone calls and take bookings. We have a scheduling option which helps merchants target customers at the time that suit their business, as opposed to everybody trying to get in at their busiest time. You now have a scheduling option there, and the availability is there for people to go and book in. Of course, we've got the ability to share, so customers can promote your merchant's deal on their social networks, so that in turn increases sales. And the main point I already touched on earlier on is we help the merchant upsell before the client gets there. Too many times you found in the daily deal industry that a guy gets a deal for cost price, comes in and doesn't spend anything additional. Now you might put this down to, it could be the staff at the merchant's menu, it could be whatever reason. But if you can get them before and pre-qualify the need that they would like an additional service or an additional bottle of wine or this, then by the time that customer arrives to the merchant's premises, you almost just assume the upsell. They are here and they have requested, yes, they would be interested in an additional bottle of wine or what may be. So, we work with daily deal sites in all sorts of verticals, restaurants, hotels, photography, massage therapists, health and beauty. We're essentially here to take the stress away from a merchant running a daily deal. They can quite easily come to redeemandget.com, sign up to use our service. The end user, the customer, will literally, when they get their voucher, go to our Redeem and Get dedicated page for that merchant where they enter their details. The first thing the customer does is retain all that information so they can use that for further marketing purposes. As I said, they can also schedule, share, and upsell. So that's the main point on what we do and why we're here.
Nice. Yeah, you know, the part that really got me and gets me is the upsell part. And I can't stress enough how big upsells are. I remember the first time I ever launched a product, I initially did it. We had no upsells. And we did awesome. You know, we launched, we got our business off the ground, and we killed it. We relaunched that exact same product, and we had just about the same amount of traffic that came through for the relaunch. However, we had a couple upsells in place, and our revenue more than doubled just from upsells. And it's not just, you know, online businesses, it's all businesses. Anytime that you can provide an upsell that makes sense, there's a really good chance that folks are probably going to buy it, you know, a lot of folks, like more often than not. And that just can dramatically increase the amount of revenue that you actually get from the exact same amount of traffic. And all of a sudden you're just, you know, your numbers are a heck of a lot higher just by having upsells, and always just thinking, what else would this person want to order? This person just ordered this. What makes sense next? You know, and people, you know, they want it. They want additional things. They want upsells. As much as they might say they don't want to, all of us do. We want to see what else that folks are going to offer. And so with that, you know, it's just redeemandget.com. But they've got a really cool service. I checked it out myself, and I think a lot of you guys can really, you know, we'll definitely dig on it as well. And, you know, for one, it's just going to help. The whole theme of this thing is, you know, turning customers into repeat buyers. Their service really does help perfectly, and I just knew that, you know, I wanted these guys on for this actual presentation because you know, the stuff they're doing is really good stuff. So it kind of leads me into gamification. A big thing about turning customers into repeat buyers is gamification, and I went over this on one of the last my last presentations. I actually did a blog post, and I mentioned some guys that are running a sunglass company called Nectar Sunglasses, and the way that these guys use gamification was pretty cool. And they just did it today, right? I got on Facebook, and they had an image, and they had a bunch of these Nectar Sunglass stickers, and they basically said, whoever can guess the amount of sunglass stickers, or the amount of Nectar stickers right here, first wins a free pair of shades. Well, instantly they get people sharing that photo, they get people guessing, they get people commenting, and that virally spreads on Facebook really, really easily. I've seen these guys do it a few times, and you know, it's really cool how they're doing it, but it's basically using game design techniques, game thinking, and game mechanics to enhance non-game context. Encourage and ask your users to engage in the exact desired behaviors. And if you can make it fun, if you can add a component of competition into it, whatever it may be, the chance that person is going to become, that they're going to know your brand a heck of a lot more, B, that they're going to come back and end up buying from you, and C, that they're going to probably tell their friends about you at one point or another, it increases dramatically. Gamification is something I've been like diving in head first as much as possible lately, just because of how incredibly powerful it is. I remember that the first time I ever saw gamification actually in use, I didn't even know what the term was, but I was in college, and you know, I had to mow my lawn really, really badly, and I pulled out the lawnmower, and I had some friends over, and I did this funny little spiral in the grass, and my friend Adam, like right after that, was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool, but I bet I could do it better." So he grabs my lawnmower and he does this big old spiral. To him, it looked better than mine. And then immediately after that, like the three other friends of mine came in and they basically just finished mowing my lawn. I didn't even know what gamification was right then, but my lawn got cut. I didn't have to cut most of it, and people thought it was a game. You know what I mean? And so anytime you can somehow incorporate that into your website, into your marketing in one form or fashion, it's going to really, really help you. Things like giving people badges. You know, in the real life, people get badges if they do great things. If you're in the military and you do something, you'll win medals or you win badges. But you can also give people badges online. If somebody becomes a repeat customer, say they buy 10 things from you, maybe they get a preferred customer badge. And with that badge, they're going to then get 5% off the next purchase or something like that. You know what I mean? Encourage it and gamify it. There's levels. There's leaderboards. Anytime you can have a leaderboard. And the way that we use leaderboards in our company, we'll do affiliate contests, and we'll basically be like, okay, for the next week, we're going to have a leaderboard. We'll let you know who's winning this leaderboard. Whoever drives the most traffic, most sales, gets on top of that leaderboard. First place gets X, second place gets Y. The prizes do have a huge impact, but I'm a firm believer that folks just want to be on top of the leaderboard. People just like winning, you know what I mean? And people just want to get on that leaderboard. So if you can incorporate that in some form or fashion, that can definitely help you. Progress bars, you can do things like virtual currency. One of our clients, dealforreal.asia, they do some, you tell a few friends and you get like 5 or 20 kind of like virtual currencies to their website. Huge thing, and that's the kind of thing that makes people, it makes it fun for people to refer friends, as opposed to just saying, hey, why don't you click here and refer your friends? We'll make it fun. Okay, so look, you can get virtual money if you refer your friends. Not only are you referring your friends because you want to do this in the first place maybe, but we're going to give you incentives to do that, and that can kill it. Making systems for awarding, redeeming, trading, gifting, and otherwise exchanging points. Points can be big. Challenges between users. Everybody loves challenges. Embedding small games or just something in general. But I really do highly encourage you to think about how can you gamify your website. How can you add some game mechanics to your marketing and make it fun for folks to not only use your service, buy your products, but fun for folks to tell their friends. And when you start to think about that, start to think out of the box, and you'll start to realize that there are a whole lot of things that you could be doing, that you can take the same amount of traffic you're getting and you can amplify it, and you can quickly turn a 100-person fan base into a 300-person fan base if you hold, a cool kind of contest, and if you can add some game mechanics to it. The same kind of thing, and the reason I wanted to add gamification to this presentation is because when you incorporate gamification, it makes people really like your company. It makes people want to buy again. And the whole point of this is getting repeat customers. And that's our goal. That's your goal. That's the goal of your merchants. And so I encourage you, and you can also pass this along to your merchants. If your merchants can make it and incentivize people after they visit their restaurant or their service, after they use it, if they can incentivize the people and make it a game for people to get online and tell their friends how much fun they had, or if they can incentivize it to get on Yelp and post what a great review, and if they do that, they get a little coupon for their business or something like that, well, it's going to just snowball, and it's going to help out dramatically. So that kind of leads us directly into questions here. Now, all you guys on here are clients. If you did want to start another DDB site, you could visit dailydealbuilder.com/special. Now, Kevin and Rob, they are running redeemandget.com. I definitely recommend that you check out redeemandget.com. They've got some cool things they're doing. They come from the daily deal industry. One of them, I'm not sure which one of you guys or if it was one of you guys, but used to work for one of the major players in the deal industry, kind of realized and saw some of the holes that existed, and then because of that, they started Redeem and Get. And anytime you start a business because you see a need that needs to be fulfilled, the chances of your business being really cool and doing great things is a lot better. And these guys are doing just that. So definitely, if you're just listening on the audio right now, definitely take a note, redeemandget.com, and highly recommend that. Let me pull up the questions here. Kevin and Rob, if you guys want to chime in there while I kind of take a look through these questions, be my guest.
Sure, no probs at all. So we'd certainly like to speak to all you guys that are on there. As you said, we're set up to help merchants run daily deals. If they have a good experience, then they will certainly come back to you. This whole thing is about turning one-time customers into repeat business. That could be repeat business for you as the publisher, repeat business for the merchant in terms of their customers. You know, we've got some fantastic offers. We're not expensive to try and use our software, and we'd like to also extend the opportunity for any of you guys to drop us a line directly. Let us know that you're on this webinar. You can get us at info@cleanandget.com. If you drop us an email, let us know you're on this webinar. We're willing to afford you guys a 30-day free trial of our service for any of your merchants for a period of up to about 30 days. So we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to talk through your business, see what you guys are doing, and see if there's any crossover, any way we might be able to help you.
Nice. Well, fellas, it's been a pleasure, and I know it's getting late over there in Ireland, and I really do appreciate you jumping on here. You guys have definitely provided some really good input, and you guys, a lot of the stuff I was presenting really was inspired from a lot of the stuff that these fellows are doing. Definitely head on over, check it out, try that free trial out. I know you'll love it. I checked it out myself, and from there, the main questions I saw aren't really questions. It was about some noise issues from a few of you guys that you guys had, so for that I do apologize. Other than that, though, you know, I hope you had a good time, and I will do my best to get this recording out to you at the earliest, and from there, I will talk with you guys soon. Kevin, Rob, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks very much, Mark.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Cheers, man.